Hello, Original Soul. Welcome in, welcome back. Thank you for bringing your energy to this reading. All right, so before we jump into the cards, just a couple things that came up this morning before getting into the reading. So, the movie Grease. I don't know if anybody likes this movie or maybe you've watched that recently, but specifically that song, I don't know if it's called Shape Up. Better shape up, that song. And then also the colors purple and pink were kind of flooding my third eye space. And then there started to appear the shape. I couldn't tell if it was a crab or a spider or a scarab. And then it sort of faded away. So it was like some sort of bug with a shell. And then I saw an arrow, so either like Cupid's arrow. I was thinking more Sagittarius energy, and that has been kind of popping up a lot lately. So anyway, I don't know if any of that will pertain. I think the bug thing might here. But let's get into this energy. It does feel really strong, so let's jump into it, shall we? We'll run through these cards, and then we'll add some tarot to it. So the first card out, number 20, Scorpio, I transform. Right, so like I was just saying, had some sort of image of a bug. I couldn't really tell what it was, but it did have, arms just like a scorpion coming out. Thought it might have some sort of shell. So maybe you have Scorpio energy in your birth chart. You may have that in a prominent placement. But I wanted to read just a couple things out of the book. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's like 3 pages long. But just a couple maybe themes that may kind of click for you when I read through these. But I will read the first sentence. Acknowledging desire and surrendering yourself to the depths will serve you best at this time. So maybe take that to heart. And then there is a quote here from Anne Sexton. Put your ear down close to your soul and listen hard. I really like that quote. All right. So a couple things that may come up. Scorpio is a water sign, so it can be about emotions, but Scorpio is a little more mysterious. It can be a loyal sign. Can be associated with a little bit of like darkness on that shadow side, maybe even depression. Let's see here. But being resourceful, making your mark. You might be being tested right now or feeling isolated. Let's see here. Positive changes about this card. You may be gaining something that you've worked really hard for. Could be karmic issues. And I did see South Node coming up when I was shuffling this, which is about past life and past life karma. So that may play into it. Or maybe you're even having sort of like that deja vu or some of these memories that you can't really place, maybe in this lifetime. Does that ever happen to you? That happens to me. Current relationships may be karmic in nature. Your life may seem like a trial, so I don't know if anyone does have anything going on with court. Inheritance or money could play into it. Heirlooms, legacies, different things like that. It did talk too about maybe enemies or people that want to plot revenge. I hope not. It sounds really soap opera-ish. Sexual attraction is associated with Scorpio energy. Obsession even can come into play. Manipulation. So don't be one of the people maybe trying to go out and get that revenge or be manipulative, because it will backfire at this time. If you start a new relationship, that could be the potential to be really transformative for you. How that transformation takes place, because it's, the love of your life, or maybe you learn a lot of lessons that would remain to be seen, but that could have the potential to be a really powerful relationship. Or if you're in a current relationship, could need some transformation. Let's see here. With job and career, expect intensity, restriction, and demands. And maybe self-analysis, just a lot of deep reflection. Yeah, so if any of those themes make sense to you, I know that was a lot. So Scorpio energy up at the top. So some sort of transforming thoughts, or maybe you're starting to shift a perspective on something, or just something is changing here. And then coming in, a reminder that you are protected. Again, maybe you are seeing 111. So there could be a new beginning coming up. Or the number 34, if you see that number, know that you're protected. I actually went to put all these cards away. And then like a minute or two later, I looked over at my notebook and this one was just sitting there. Like I don't even remember setting them by there. So this card really wanted to stay out again this week. This might be the third week in a row. All right, at the center of the reading, look at this image. Somebody, could be you. Are you having any anxiety or stress? Could even be panic. Definitely ruminating something. And look at how those hands are kind of coming out of that shadow, reaching towards him, dressed in all white. In a reading I did yesterday, I talked about putting a white light kind of bubble of protection around you. So that may be something that you want to do. This is out of the dream deck, demon or monster. So if you do have dreams about these sorts of things, could be aliens, monsters, or just something kind of chasing after you, that can be about repressing your feelings and emotions and not letting things come up to the surface. Or again, maybe you have something plaguing you that's been restrictive in some area or aspect of your life. This could also be a situation that's completely gotten out of hand. Maybe there's somebody who just doesn't listen to anything you say, or is more controlling, and you just don't feel seen or heard. So a little bit of that, maybe feeling alone or invisible, or again, just hiding from problems. So that's at the center of the reading, at the heart of the reading. But I love the next two cards that came out. So out of the crystal deck, Moonstone, at the base of the reading. This is a shimmery protective stone. So protection is coming out strong, especially if you've been feeling, again, alone or attacked in some way, right? And the Scorpio energy, how you might react. I mean, Scorpions do, right, sting when they feel like they're backed into a corner, or right, that something might be taken away from them, or that they might be harmed. So just keeping that in mind as well, and just noticing sort of your actions or reactions, or maybe how you do respond when you're feeling more angry or fearful. But find your natural rhythm. All right, so when to use it. And this card brought up not only setting new intentions, I mentioned 111 with the new beginning, but it also does mention sexual energy, which is definitely related to Scorpio. When to use it. Under a new moon, use it to set intentions that align with your purest, life-affirming, inner child nurturing calling. Under a full moon, Moonstone belongs in the bedroom or wherever you get down. So, Moonstone here, and this can help. Let's get this ring stuck in my hair here. Working with intuition, working with patience, working with empathy. You may even find you may even find that some of those sorts of abilities might be heightened. Maybe you're empathic and you don't even realize it, and you don't understand why you're feeling so moody, or why you're sad when you're around certain people, or overly happy in other situations. Just saw some blue jays flying around. I think of my great-grandpa when I see those. And I actually have a piece of Moonstone. I just kind of slid it out. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, the iridescence and the shimmer. So yeah, maybe work with Moonstone this week. Okay, and then final card, moving into future energy, that came out of the Sacred Cycles deck, number 37, Bear. And I love how these two images sort of have that same curved shape, that same kind of going within. all in the line with protection here. All right, so I'm going to read a lot of reading out of the books today, but I'm going to read Bear. I got chills when I was reading this one. There is a full moon on this card. And sort of that, kind of mothering, nurturing energy, kind of mama bear energy, protection energy. Okay. Let's see here. Number 37, Bear. I trust in my sacred boundaries. Fiercely protective and finely attuned to the subtle seasonal shifts that cue the call towards hibernation, Bear brings teachings of awareness, preparation, and discernment. With a watchful eye over their offspring, Bear is well known for becoming uncompromising in their vigilance and always conscious of their resources. This animal ally works with a nose in the air to sniff out the shifting winds, knowing when it's time to play, plan, or prioritize rest. As a classic character of hibernation, Bear guides you with intentionality to take stock of your needs, asking you to question what you require to fortify the boundaries that serve you best. Now is the time to assess where your time, energy, and resources are best directed. And there's a journal prompt. What needs to be taken care of so I can feel safe to rest and replenish myself? Okay, so this message felt really important today, especially with that demon monster card coming out. Just looks like a lot of stress, anxiety, panic, fear, but protection on both sides of that. Right, so you may even be seeing antelopes, lions, dogs, bear. Maybe you have a pet of your own. All right, let's see what Archangel Michael wants to add to this. Then we'll add spirit animal, angel, throw in a little tarot. We'll come up with the affirmation. Let's see, last week was I honor my truth. I don't know if you took that one on at all or how that went. This one pops out quite frequently, actually, out of this deck. Sense of humor. My prayer, thank you for helping me see the humor in the situation so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I am willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. Okay, so maybe that's something that needs to transform a little bit. Maybe this situation that you're in or that's causing all this anxiety and fear, maybe that isn't appropriate to laugh at or bring that into that situation, but just bringing humor in general, lightening up and transforming your mindset a little bit. Right, it won't hurt anything if you take a break from that closed in energy and watch a funny movie, or just a video, even some 5-minute comedy sketch on YouTube or something, or do something fun with your kids, something like that. Okay, so sense of humor needs to be brought in, and even like Bear mentioned, they know when it's time to play. So if that has been really difficult for you to bring that in, it is an important aspect of life: joy, playfulness, and excitement. That's when things open up for you. If you're not finding joy and excitement, it's not going to be in every moment of every day, but I think overall in general. If you look at the last 5 years of your life, if you spent it in more misery, fear, running, avoiding, panic, anger, stress, then it might be time to look at that a little bit. And yeah, what do you need? What needs to change to protect the boundaries of yourself and your heart? All right, let's see here. I feel very concerned and mothery right now. But taking care of yourself is very important. If you do have other people you have to take care of, that can become really difficult and almost next to impossible when you are really down in maybe the depths of a depression or a struggle or that anxiety. Right, so getting help too if you need that from outside sources, professional, friend, or again, your journal, your spirit team. All right. Ooh. And this is the angel that came out last week. The Hanged Man, Nelkael, number 21, the only God. Desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. So more protection energy coming in. 2 cards from last week wanted to come back out this week. All right, so you are definitely protected. I also like, let's see, this is number 21 on this card. It represents the Hangman, which is number 12. So maybe you see 1221 or 2112. I actually went somewhere this week where I had that on a jacket. That happened last time. That number came up. It wasn't this specific card. All right, so protection energy coming in. If you don't feel protected, can you do some things to just sit down in a safe place? Maybe it's quiet. Maybe you can turn off some lights or light a candle. And just connect to your breath and that solid feeling of being on the floor. Right? The floor is really strong. You're not going to fall or slip or anything like that. The earth has got you. And maybe you start there. Half the animals wanted to come out. All right, let's see here if I can get my shit together. All right. So yeah, guidance coming through from your spirit team and from yourself. If you're really disconnected from your physical body because you're way too up in your head or avoiding emotions or certain issues, it's really, really challenging to hear or even understand your intuition. Okay, let's see. Spirit animal that wants to come out. Spirit, you got scorpion, bear, and again, lion, antelope, and dog. So, all right, let's see here. What we get out of this deck. All right, elephant forgiveness wanted to pop out a little bit, but what do we get? Bat transition. Ooh, this is one of my spirit animals for this year. I don't know if you've seen bats anywhere. You must pay attention to the signs around you. So what was I just talking about? But again, that's really hard to do if you're disconnected from your body or you feel really stressed or panicked. So again, take that time out, go sit down somewhere and just start to get connected. All right, the transition may seem frightening at first, but you must let go of old habits and patterns that no longer serve you or your higher calling. They would only hinder your growth. Okay, so maybe you're stuck in some sort of cycle or pattern, or this could be maybe a job you're sick of. You can understand that. You know, maybe you're doing something that just isn't fulfilling you, some sort of relationship that you have. It could be a relationship with food. It could be a relationship with another person, some sort of addiction, a career. So take that as that makes sense. All right, let's add some tarot to it. Let's use the Witch Tarot today. So yeah, I mean, the cards feel really strong, really serious. Archangel Michael does want you to bring in a little laughter and lighten up. Let me move my stones here. Okay, let's add a little bit of tarot before we come up with the affirmation. Gosh, I hope you're doing well. I don't think I said that. All right, let's see here. What is going on with this Scorpio energy? Watch the Death card or something comes out. Let's see. Ooh, the Chariot. So this is about decisions, this way or that. She looks a little concerned or confused, like she really isn't sure. All the talk I was just doing about getting connected to your body so you understand your intuition, that's what you follow. That's what this is all about. Maybe check out the chakra reading that I posted yesterday, because some of these messages did come through that one as well. So there's been some sort of decision, right? And I think you're ready to kind of transform either the way you're making your choices, the way you're moving forward, or what you're trusting, who or how. And it's a big deal. I mean, a big choice. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all this stress or worry, right? If it was just something simple. All right, let's get one here with this protection. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Right, so I am getting, you know, being your own protector, definitely. Also being discerning when different things or different offers come towards you. You know, I don't know what this is about. Again, it could be, you know, maybe you have a lot of people or like suitors. I don't know, what is it, like 1800? A lot of suitors pursuing you, or, you know, something like that. So maybe you need to be discerning and, you know, I'm not saying don't trust anybody, but maybe you're a really overly trusting person or something like that. So realizing you have those tools from past experience with you. I'm just noticing all the tools on his tool belt to move forward in a way where you know you're protected, you're using your intuition, you're trusting your gut instincts. Okay, let's see here. Let's get one with the demon monster energy. Maybe you're near the countryside or traveling somewhere. Maybe overseas, or you're going somewhere where there's like farms or cows. All right, 6 of Cups. This is, or can be, about forgiveness. Maybe you're the one that's looking for forgiveness, or you're regretting something from the past. This can also be about past relationships and nostalgia. So maybe there is some sort of past experience, something from childhood, perhaps, that is still plaguing you or just wreaking havoc mentally, energetically. Yeah, there may be somebody that you need to apologize to. You're not really sure how to do that, or maybe you're afraid of what they're going to say. That's where you need to breathe in love and compassion. All right, let's see here. Yeah, not stay stuck and restricted in self-imposed fear. Right, she maybe even put herself right in this situation, and she could easily get out. Her hands are in front of her. Right, she can use her fingers. She could pull off the blindfold. There are a bunch of different choices, right, that witch could make. All right, let's see here. Let's get one with this. Find your natural rhythm. You're sitting still. Just connect to the flow of your breath. You don't even have to change the pace of it or do anything different. One had already flipped out. I didn't even see it. Okay, so we get 2 with this one because there have been definitely some burdens. It's time to release. You're carrying a lot of different things. Oh, I like this. It is time to choose your heart and release. I love how she's letting go of that hat into the wind. So if you do go outside or get in nature somewhere, if you can take a moment even to close your eyes, if you got a good breeze going, or maybe you're by the beach, and let that sort of just kind of whisk all that stress. Just feel some of that kind of being carried away with the wind. And so get out of confusion. If you have felt confused, again, stressed, uncertain about things, really get outside. Let Mother Nature and Mother Earth help you. All right. See here, I'm all like fidgety. Maybe I'm always like that. I don't know. I just keep rearranging everything. I don't know. Maybe somebody has OCD or something like that. You know, and that can be really hard depending on the severity. That could be impacting different things, or definitely your energy or stress level. All right, let's get to number 37, Bear. It's time to end some sort of cycle. And I do like, with all the fierceness and protectiveness of Bear, that in this image, though, we're seeing that Bear understands when it's time to rest. Wheel of Fortune. This is a card about timing. So that is with Bear being discerning and understanding when it's time to play, when it's time to plan, and when it's time to rest. I really like that message out of that card. So the Wheel of Fortune, maybe understanding too, not everything is up to you or in your control. If you do try to control things a lot, you don't necessarily have to have OCD, but maybe you're a controlling person. Maybe you have an overactive 3rd chakra, and you insist on having everything your way and everything has to be perfect, or whatever the case may be. Right? It's time to release that. Right? You are not You are not in charge of the entire universe, right? You are in charge of the way you act and react, but really that's just about it. Okay, so letting the universe be in control for a while instead of you trying to do it, getting more in touch with your intuition. Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's see here. Do we need any more cards? I don't know that we need any more cards. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So this underlying energy, she is super grounded. Okay, look at all those cats around her. One's just sort of hanging out in that treasure chest of coins. The other one's playing, one's resting. Looks like maybe it's by a mama cat. Right, so really enjoying a little bit more of your day-to-day life. Bring in a little bit of humor, but also get grounded. Self-care is really important, especially if you do have to care and take care of a lot of other people or, you know, your space. You have to do a lot of cleaning. That definitely is on my list for today. But definitely get grounded. Maybe eat a little more fruits or vegetables, something healthy. Bring that in. You get with the color green, even if that's in a forest. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. To get grounded, know that you're protected, feeling safe. All right, but let's set the affirmation. I think we're going to go with Bear here today. I loved those messages from Bear. All right, how about this? I am discerning. You are discerning. All right, what do you think about that? So think about Bear, right? You are more discerning. You know when it's time to play. You know when it's time to plan. You know when it's time to rest. Notice nothing about Bear said that you know when it's time to be stressed and anxious and stay in this sort of energy. Okay, so none of that is about Bear. Maybe you take that journal prompt. What was it again? What needs to be taken care of so I can feel safe to rest and replenish myself? And like I was talking about with the Queen of Pentacles, self-care is really important. All right, so how can you be more discerning with your energy, your time, with your love? Right, that doesn't mean withhold it from everybody, but make sure that you're starting with yourself, and then that can move outward. Okay, so that is the affirmation for the week. We are discerning. All right, I hope there was something here for you in this message. And until next time, peace.